Postseason NFL Countdown is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of ESPN.
That breezy.
All right, the Packers and Bears have met twice in the postseason before. The first time was 1941. Rex will share his recollections of that game
Rex.
in the program. More recently, they met in the NFC title game in January of 2011 at Soldier Field. And Teddy, this was peak Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, this was it here. I mean, look at the quickness running to the pylon. I see you, Aaron.
Packers would take an early lead. This was the game famous for Jay Cutler being unable to play the second half. People questioned him here. Alex, the body language, not so good.
Yeah, not so good with Jay at times.
Yeah, at times. And then nothing we love more, Rex, than the thick six.
B.J. Raji right there, the big Boston College product, rolls into the end zone.
And the Packers would roll the Bears that day, and then they would dance their way through the Steelers and win the Super Bowl. So that was their most recent playoff meeting. Now, these teams have played twice in the last 6 weeks. Let's go back to week 14. Bears were way behind in the first half. Then it's Caleb Williams bringing them back. Colston Loveland with a touchdown that would tie the game at 21 in the fourth quarter.
Guy Moss.
Ensuing Packers drive. It's Josh Jacobs powering it home. Packers go back on top, and then this was how it ended. Randy, it looked like Caleb had a chance for the touchdown at the end.
Well, one thing about it, I always talk about their second meeting. Caleb learned from that throw.
That's absolutely right. There's the icy handshake as the Packers would win that one. Then a couple of weeks later, the Bears were dead to rights. Down 16-9, 2 minutes left. They need an onside kick. These never work.
Man, was he in the Saturday Hands team meeting? Come on, man, make that play.
Oh, you need it right there.
Bears need multiple take tonight.
I've got a ton of confidence in him, but it's not just about him. I think a lot of times the quarterback is going to get too much credit when you win and too much blame when you lose, and that's just the nature of it. But I think that there's nobody else I'd rather have, than Jordan.
I'm excited. I'm excited to go back there and, obviously getting another opportunity. I'll feel the pressure. I think the mindset we have as offense is, like I mentioned before, is we got to go down there and score. Every time we get an opportunity in the red zone, that's where we need to improve.
What a matchup this is. Kimberly Martin is in Chicago for us. Kimberly, what's it looking like there this morning?
Ooh, not great, Greeny. My crew and I, we arrived here at 6:30 this morning. The rain has picked up since then. The forecast today calls for a wintry mix of rain and snow, gusts up to 21 miles per hour, and a real field temp of 17. So that forecast definitely favors a Bears offense that is third in the NFL in rushing. Now, as for the Packers, they are rested, and their quarterback isn't worried about rust. You heard Alex talking earlier about Jordan Love. He hasn't played in 3 weeks because of that concussion, but he was asked about the missed time, and he said, I don't really have any concerns about that. But here's what Jordan Love should be worried about. This Bears ball-hawking defense. I spoke to their corner, Jalen Johnson, who said, we live for the takeaways. He said the key to stopping any quarterback, making any quarterback uncomfortable, not just Jordan Love, is pressure. Get in his face, speed up his timing, take away his first reads. Because Johnson said, if you give him time in the pocket, it's going to be a long day for everybody.
All right, Kmart, stay close. We'll be checking in with you regularly through our 2 hours here. So let's dive into this. It's a matchup that obviously means everything historically and in this moment. And Teddy, you were saying last night, you think there's a lot of pressure on the Packers?
I do, because, first of all, this is a dogfight for bragging rights here, fellas. You talk about rivalry. We saw the icy handshake, what Ben Johnson said when he first took this job about beating the Packers. Jordan Love and LaFleur, in this Packer team, they are faced today with a team that the Bears have already won the division and now have a chance of eliminating you in the playoffs. You're about to be passed over, basically. So the Packers really haven't done anything significant in the playoffs. This is their chance here. I know Jordan Love is back from the concussion, but Chicago, all the momentum in Chicago with the first-year head coach, with the new quarterback playing so well, Green Bay has got to fight to get this one to at least keep little brother at bay.
Well, Jordan Love, you mentioned that he's an elite quarterback. However, he's come up short the last 2 times in the playoffs, 2 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. So he's got to prove it. You talk about a ball-hawking secondary for the Bears. You know what I see with that Bear defense? Nothing. All right? If they don't turn the ball over, they absolutely
they don't care about yards. No, yards doesn't matter.
They don't care about it because they can't stop anybody. Certainly they do. I think they have the worst defense left in the playoffs. I think Green Bay, I get it. Jordan Love hadn't played for 3 weeks. I expect a high-scoring game in this one right here. Super high-scoring game because I believe in Ben Johnson. I believe, and Kimberly talked about the weather conditions, about how that run game, all right, his run game is so interesting, and every week it's a little different. He's got those things. So Green Bay struggled a little bit. They haven't won a game since Micah Parsons left. So I think it's going to be a great game, but expect high scoring.
You know, Rex, you're talking about they haven't won a game since Parsons left. If there's one player that really needs to stand up in this game, it'd have to be Rashawn Gary. You're talking about pass rusher. In the last 9 weeks, this man has had no sacks for his defense.
I saw a picture of him in the post office.
Missing, huh?
I haven't seen him for 9 weeks.
So this is a big game, and the reason why I say, Gary, is because you're talking about getting Caleb Williams to the ground. We've always all season we putting his highlights up of him invading that rush. But if it's one person other than Rashawn Gary that I really need to say, I want to see where a guy like Jordan Love's motivation. This is the team that knocked me out and put me out for the last couple of weeks. I'm familiar with the team, and the reason why I want to see Jordan Love's game is what they didn't do last time. 0 for 5 in the red zone, and not taking anything from Malik Willis because he had a great game. But I think down in the red zone, you have to utilize your weapon, and I think Jordan Love being back, he will definitely utilize those guys.
I think Jordan Love has a big game today, right? He got ready to play this team twice. I know he got knocked out of the second one, but I think it's because of a unique skill set. You mentioned this Bears defense. They can't really get pressure, so Dennis Allen can't help himself but send pressure, right? He has to be aggressive, and Jordan Love has such a unique skill set against this fadeaway. I've just never seen this. You would never coach anybody to do this, but this guy's arm strength is ridiculous. Here's against the Bears. We don't even block this guy. Well, we'll just retreat and throw a 15-yard over route right on the money. Again, this is very, very rare. Here we're at Denver, again, another elite defense. Our back doesn't do a great job in protection. We'll just fade away, Randy. Look at this throw. This is an out route to the field.
That's beautiful.
I mean, unbelievable. And again, I think it's important today for Jordan Love to seize these moments. At some point, this Bears defense is going to try and come after him, and then that's when it's your advantage, right? You're better on the outside. They don't have anybody that can run with these receivers. Pick your moments, right? Take your shots there.
So you get your league-wide respect in the playoffs. That's what you do. We all feel like Jordan Love is a good quarterback, a solid quarterback. He's had great games, and we've seen all these spectacular things he does. You want your respect, though. This is where you win in the playoffs. This is what he has to do.
I think they got to remember that they have Josh Jacobs. At the beginning of the year, this was the best red zone back in the league. All right, so to me, feed him the ball in the red zone. The main thing is getting in the end zone. Doesn't matter how you get there, feed that beast.
Let me just say one last thing about what you guys were mentioning that actually it just irritated me as a former defensive player. When people say you haven't won a game since Micah Parsons left. The entire Packer defense has to be pissed off about that. They have to, because everyone's telling you you're not good enough. Well, this is your chance tonight to win a playoff game without Micah Parsons.
This defense is almost anybody. They're almost 10 points different with Micah out. Think about that. Think about the profound impact he has on a unit. One guy, 10 points.
You're telling me we can't win without a player?
I mean,
that would upset me.
I'm not saying that,
They got to step up. Somebody.
Right now, that
Cooper,
defense,
Walker, these linebackers. I mean, without that statement, you do not want to start the offseason.
Have to stop the run today.
You just don't want to start the offseason like that.
Almost quarterback level valuable is what Micah Parsons is for that defense. By the way, we'll see what Caleb Williams wears into the stadium tonight. Last week, he arrived to their regular season finale wearing a high school jersey. Turns out it was Ben Johnson's jersey from A.C. Reynolds High School in Asheville, North Carolina. And there he is. That's Ben Johnson, who as a junior quarterback led his high school team to a state championship. What do you think?
Get better fast.
Like a linebacker, man.
Bears on 3. All right, we'll have something special on that as we continue. You know what? We have 8 head coaching jobs open right now. None of them more shocking than the one in Baltimore. We'll tell you who Lamar Jackson's next coach should be. Plus, no Burrow, no Lamar, no Mahomes. Is this Josh Allen's best chance to make a run